Hey everyone, this is Maj, your tech guy. I just wanted to talk about the Elite Controller Series 2 today. E3 for me, one of the biggest things I wanted them to announce and reveal was the leak of the Elite Controller 2, and we finally got it. So, I know E3 has been a couple weeks ago now, and we haven't done too many videos, so I thought we'd start getting into this. So, the Elite Controller 2, it was one of, well, I should say the Elite Controller 1 was one of the biggest revolutions for controllers for me. I wasn't really into the scuffs or anything like that, and actually Diego from the podcast, he was the one that first showed me one that I got to play with enhanced, and I wasn't too sure about it. The whole paddle's on the back, and I don't know, it was hard to get used to, and he told me just go with it, just try and get used to it, just try like an A and a B button at first for like jumping and crouching or whatever, and just try and get used to that, and then you can kind of slowly, mix into the X and Y or however you want to really edit it. And the controller ended up being my favorite controller of all time. Now granted, I've had some major issues with the controller. The bumper, for example, to me has been the worst thing about the controller. I've had I think, let's see, I've had to replace 2 of the bumpers, and I didn't have the one issue that a lot of my friends have had, actually, is where the grip off the side falls off. I haven't actually had that issue, but in this one it's cool. They added the grip around the entire controller. That's cool looking. I don't mind either way. I didn't mind the old design, but again, it did fall off for a lot of people, so I'm glad they did do some changing to it. Apparently the adhesive and everything is supposed to be even more tighter, is what they were saying in like an interview, so hopefully it doesn't come off for people. My biggest thing that I've always hated about the Xbox One controller has been the tension. It is so floppy, so damn loose. I can't freaking handle it. I cannot effing stand it. I have a hard time getting an aim precision. The 360 to me was the best tension I've ever had on controller, bar none. And anyways, you can see in here, and I remember the leaks, and it looks like it's true. You can see right here, you can adjust the tension here. I believe it's like, what is it, 60, 70, and like 80 grams or something on tension, which is amazing. So the 80 grams is actually the 360 tension, and that's great. I was actually kind of hoping that the middle would actually be around the 360 tension, and that they might do like a 90 or something, kind of like what the Battle Beaver custom controllers do. But that's okay. Either way, I mean, 80's where I'm going to play. That's what I want to play. That's totally fine. It's really cool. They're including, like, the 360 sticks, too. Because I know before they had, like, they had, like, the dome and the concave, like, all the different styles you need for joysticks, but actually including a more nostalgic feel of the 360 that you can pop on there as well. So that's really cool. That's probably the ones I'll be rocking. Let's see what else they got here. The triggers. This is cool. The hair triggers. I know that they said with the 3 different styles you can see here, the top one's going to form more like a button press rather than a trigger. That's going to be really cool. I can't wait to try that on some of the games. So that's really cool to do that. The texture, I'm not sure how that's going to feel on the top of the trigger. They added some texture to it. I'm excited to see how that feels. So let's see. There's a grip right there that they're talking about. It looks really comfy. So there's all the domes and all that. You have the paddles there. Apparently they made the paddles to where they're not going to be so sensitive anymore, is what they're saying. So when you touch them, a lot of people, and me and myself included, I had a lot of accidental presses on it. So hopefully it's not as bad as that. I'd always forget that you have to double tap the sync button real quick to turn off the back paddle, so you can rest it on your leg and not bump anything. So excuse me, we'll see how that goes. The 3 custom profiles, that's really cool to do, and it's just like a button with the 3 lights. The 2 was good, but sometimes I always feel I need a third, so that's really awesome. This other thing's really good. I hated how we didn't have Bluetooth connectivity on the Elite controller when a lot of the new Xbox controllers do have it. To have this premium controller, and it has lesser features than just the standard controllers that are coming out now, that's great. I think that actually the newer controllers, I think they're almost around the 70 grams of tension or something like that. They've increased it a little bit, but it's still not quite there for me. I still don't like it. I know in an interview they're like, oh, well, mathematically and all this, the 60 actually is supposed to give you better precision and blah. I don't give a shit what they say. People have been complaining about it. You got all these companies that are doing these things for tension increase because people don't like it. I don't care what you say. It's people don't like it. So, anyway, let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah, so the extended gameplay is supposed to support a 40-hour charge and a rechargeable battery inside of it. Thank God. I am so sick and tired of putting the thing where you have to go buy in the store some batteries or a charger pack. Even though I've done that all, it's just, it shouldn't be needed for a $180 controller, which this thing's gonna retail for, by the way. I like the charging dock inside, that you can charge inside. I mean, you can take it out, obviously, but I like it in the case because me, and I know a lot of people, when I'm done with my controller, my Elite, I like to put it back in the case and keep it premium in a way. It's just, it's a nice thing to have. So having the charger case right there, that's really cool. I'll most likely take advantage of charging inside the case. I think that's freaking cool, and I never thought they'd do something like that. I think it's really cool that they did that. So everything else that you like to expect, I mean, you know, you can set the triggers from the back, you can you know, change out the D-pad and all that you're used to. This is really cool, though. It actually, for the pre-orders, it's actually coming out November 4th. So, like, right after my birthday, I'm going to just buy that. All right, the money saved for it. Luckily, I got it from Best Buy. I know that the pre-orders actually starting to sell out, so you might have some tough time looking around if you want to get one. I highly recommend it. I just can't stress enough that the tension is the biggest thing for me. It really sucks for me that I have to wait until November. I want the dang thing now. Excuse me again. I wanted it for when Gears came out, to be honest. That's the biggest thing I kind of wanted it for. And I still play a lot of Halo, so it'd be nice to have. Right now on my Elite controller, I have like these little what are they? It's like a foam ring. It's like a little ring that goes between the joystick, and it gives you some tension when you're moving up and down, because it's just hard to get those precision aims on the current joysticks. They're just too floppy. So one of the things I do hope too, though, in the Elite controller too, I haven't really heard too much. I've tried looking into it, but I can't find too much. They said it's like a new design for the bumpers. We'll see, because a lot of people complain, like myself with my two broken ones, is the bumpers, it's like this one long plastic piece that sits underneath the controller, and over tension over time. And the thing is, I don't even use an Xbox controller that much. I'm mostly a PC mouse and keyboard guy, so for it to break when I don't use the controller as often as maybe others do, I felt it's weird. I mean, I take care of my stuff, but it just breaks in the middle. The plastic's just this thin piece of plastic and just chips, and then you get a wobbly bumper. So hopefully that's addressed, but they already addressed my biggest concern. When they said that you can increase the tension, I'll pay $180 for that just alone. So I just wanted to ask if anybody else feels they're excited for the controller. You know, what's your biggest thing? Was the tension an issue for you? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll talk to you later.